Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center's 40th anniversary virtual fundraising event, Hope to Heartbeats. I'm voice of the Colorado Buffaloes, Mark Johnson. Tonight I'm playing, I guess you could say, the role of Max Headroom, if you remember him, right? I'll be playing the role of your virtual host. Now, before all this COVID craziness got going, we were expected to be together on May 9th for a great evening. And because of all the world, we've had to do a lot of things virtually. All of us, I think, and probably all of our professional lives, maybe even our personal lives. And we got together and thought, what better way to celebrate 40 years if we can't be together, but get together virtually and celebrate 40 years of all the phenomenal work that has been done at Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center. Now, we're going to make this as interactive as possible this evening, so I hope you're ready tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some great things. Let's give a shout out to CTRC's corporate partners and Gala sponsors, Irwin and Hendrick East, Jack's Farm and Ranch, Lars CPA, Gainline Financial Partners, United Power, Crestone, Adams Bank and Trust, Colorado Insurance Store, CWM Cephalo Ranch, High Five Plumbing, and Lent Parker Law Firm. Some great partners with Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center. Want to give you a couple of other notes just to be thinking about before we really jump into it. Our paddle raise is open, and this year we've got a phenomenal person, an ever-loving, ever-present writer, and a donor who has been such a huge part of CTRC for many years that is going to match $35,000. So if all of you out there jump on the paddle raise, and they are going to match up to $35,000, which means CTRC tonight, just in that alone, would raise $70,000 for the phenomenal work they do at Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center. Now, the link to the paddle raise and auction is in the comments section as you're watching tonight. So make sure you be checking that out throughout the evening and take part in that. Now, without further ado, let's introduce your executive director, Michelle Bruin. It's a little bit windy tonight out there at CTRC, but she's hanging out there in the shed rows. Michelle?
Hi, thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone out there watching this evening. My name is Michelle Bruin. I'm the Executive Director here at the Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center, and we are so glad for you to be able to join us this evening for our virtual fundraising event. There are many ways for you to help CTRC survive the COVID-19 pandemic. Mark mentioned our $35,000 paddle raiser match. We also have an auction online, and those links are all in the comments. We also have a phone-a-thon, and with the phone-a-thon, we have an opportunity for you to win a 40th anniversary t-shirt for the 9th, 25th, and 40th caller. Let's go check in with Aslan over at the phones. All right, thank you, Aslan, so much. Looks like the phones are ringing. If you cannot get in yet, just keep trying. And now, we're going to take you on a journey to celebrate and appreciate CTRC 40-year history.
All right, thank you, Michelle. We're very excited to be kicking off the virtual event here tonight. Now, this evening will be filled with special guest videos for you, excitement and fond memories of our humble roots in the span of 4 decades of service for our incredible, courageous writers and all of the magnificent people and horses that have helped us get to where we are today. Now, it'd be impossible for us to highlight all of the thousands of individuals who've contributed to CTRC, but we are excited to present tonight a virtual celebration and highlights of the past 40 years and honor the good work happening this current day and especially what's going to happen in the future with CTRC because of your great support. Special thank you to our first responders, by the way, veterans, grocery store, and all essential workers out there, the truckers who are kind of keeping things going as we're all kind of locked down during this unprecedented time. I want to say that we certainly appreciate you and all that you've been doing, and glad you're with us tonight during this virtual celebration. Up first, kicking off the evening, is a special guest, Jody Markin, one of our founding mothers at CTRC. Jody wore many hats in the early years of the Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center and continues to be an advocate and supporter of the life-changing work happening today.
Hello, I'm Jody Markin, one of the founders of CTRC 40 years ago. Happy anniversary, CTRC! It was so important to start this program on a solid foundation, as we were pioneers in this unique field. Part of that solid foundation began with research in how to safely operate this type of program. From my attending the Chef Center for the Handicapped for a 3-month course, to our first accreditation by NARA in 1982, to CTRC becoming the PATH premier accredited center that it is today. Safety has always been a pillar of the program. Another part of this program were the amazing horses in the program, all carefully selected, worth their weight in gold, and full of heart. Starting with Pepper, Scarlet, Holiday, Missile, and on to the rock stars of the program today. Another part of the solid foundation was to attract dedicated, knowledgeable, passionate people, mostly in a volunteer capacity. These people, the community of CTRC, have worked tirelessly over the years, including you. The last part of the solid foundation was to promote growth. From our first fundraiser, a kids' dog show at the Boulder County Fairgrounds, to the successful creative events and funding sources over the years. They have all enabled CTRC to be built and to be the program that it is today. This solid foundation was created to offer the benefits of activities with horses, the fun, the learning, and the progress for the wonderful riders and participants over the years, starting with Bobby, Aaron, Alfonso, to Donna and Peter. From the magical stories to the many smiles, we have truly made a difference in so many lives. It is an honor to share my pride with the passionate people and amazing horses that have given so much to assist in the development and growth of CTRC's special opportunities. Thank you. A huge shout out to you. Thank you.
Saturday, August 13th, spinal cord workshop at Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center, and we are now going to Mount Dawn of Eamon on Gandalf. been doing it for a while. Karen just needs a little bit of help physically, just a little bit of support with the spotter. Pat has got a quick little step there. Don't worry. Right? That's the quiet gear that we've done. Hey, walk on. All the way out through the rail, Karen. Don't make that a squishy circle.
Well, there's some great memories there for the 1980s, and I think the styles have changed just a little bit since then, over the past 30 years, don't you think? Hey, we can't leave the 1980s tribute, though, without mentioning PATH International, formerly known as NARA. We just heard a little bit about it. That is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship International, PATH International, a federally registered 501c3 nonprofit that was formed in 1969 as the North American Riding for the Handicapped Association that promoted equine-assisted activities and therapies for individuals with special needs. With nearly 4,800 certified instructors and equine specialists, 873 member centers, nearly 8,000 PATH International members around the globe that help out and get these numbers, 69,000 children and adults, including more than 6,700 veterans and active duty military personnel with physical, cognitive, and emotional challenges, and find strength and independence through the power of the horse each year. Phenomenal. CTRC became a FATH Premier accredited center in 1982. Kathy Ohm, the CEO of PATH International, would like to congratulate and honor CTRC's 40-year history changing lives through equine-assisted activities and therapies.
Hello, everyone. Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center has been a PATH International Premier Accredited Center since 1982. Your location in Longmont, Colorado is just a short drive from the PATH International headquarters in Denver, Colorado. As CEO of PATH International, and on behalf of our board and staff, I want to wish you congratulations on this, the occasion of your 40th anniversary. Your beautiful center has grown to set a shining example of how this important work is done. As a PATH International Premier Accredited Center, you meet a gold standard in service delivery. From your humble beginnings and the vision of your 3 founding mothers, 3 riders, and a handful of volunteers, you have set professional standards and delivery service for your community for 4 decades. That's thousands of lives you have touched. I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the horses and the humans that have all contributed to providing these important services, enriching lives throughout 40 years. Congratulations, CTRC.
Kathy, thank you again for the kind words. Outstanding. What a great trip down memory lane. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far tonight during our virtual celebration for the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center after 4 decades of amazing work. Hey, don't forget the paddle race and the auction are live. Now, they go until 10 o'clock tonight. We'll be wrapping up the main portion of our celebration here at 7 o'clock. But both the paddle race and the auction are live until 10 p.m. tonight. Make sure you check out the links in the comments section as you're watching this evening. And please take part in that. Again, we've got a $35,000 match on that paddle race from one of our great partners and one of the great volunteers and riders at CTRC. Let's take a moment to thank one of our gold level annual corporate partners. And again, we can't do what we do at CTRC without great folks like this coming alongside. So a great big thumbs up and thank you to Irwin and Hendrick East for being one of the great partners of the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. Up next, we got a special guest for you this evening, our veterinarian, Mark Fitch. Mark has been a part of CTRC for all 40 years. Mark?
I want to share with you a story about the miniature mare Carmela at the Riding Center. As all of you that have horses know, that any individual that owns a horse for 30 days or less suddenly becomes an expert and can give instruction to someone who knows just a little bit less than them. So in 2008, when the Democratic National Convention was in Denver at the Pepsi Center. That year, Carmela wasn't awarded a grant from the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. When Carol Hayden went to their office to pick up the check, they asked if she could bring Carmela with her. And so she asked me. We loaded her in the trailer, took her to the Pepsi Center. As we walk in the lobby, there's a huge basketball player watching the door from the lobby into the inside of the Pepsi Center because they're remodeling it for the convention. He jumps out of his chair, gets back up against the wall, wonders if she's going to bite. Is she going to hurt him? Does she kick? Does she strike? What does she do? And we say, no, she's probably more afraid of you than you are of her. So he gets confident enough in a few minutes to finally he wants to touch her, and he does, and he starts petting her, and he gets pretty relaxed. At about another minute or so, a second basketball player walks into the lobby, does the same thing, jumps up against the wall, thinks, is she going to bite? Is she going to kick? Is she going to hurt him? The first basketball player now is the expert and starts explaining all the horse behavior to his friend, the second player. So Carmela holds the world record for creating an expert faster than anyone in the world.
Mark Fitch.
Thank you, Mark Fitch, for your 4 decades of service. And we appreciate all of you joining us tonight, virtually, for our 40th anniversary gala fundraising event. We love you all, we miss you all dearly, and we wish that we could all be together. There are ways that you can support CTRC through our COVID-19 relief campaign, and a couple of those opportunities for you are with our paddle raiser, and the links are in the comments, and our auction, and links are in the comments. There's also an opportunity for you to win a 40th anniversary CTRC t-shirt by going and giving us a call on our phone-a-thon. We have Aslan over at the phones. Our 9th, 25th, and 40th caller can win one of these babies. Let's go check in on Aslan. All right, thank you, Aslan. Looks like those phones are ringing. Remember, if you can't get through right away, please keep trying. All right, it gives me great pleasure to announce this next segment for you. We're gonna take a trip through the 90s. So I hope you grab your Beanie Babies, get your Nirvana CDs, and your acid wash jeans, and anyone who was involved with CTRC during the 90s affectionately refers to that time when we were over on Arapahoe.
Hey everybody, I hope you're having fun tonight. I'm here to talk about our big move. It was back in 1996 and we realized that we were outgrowing our property there on Arapahoe Road. We had no space to bring in more horses and we couldn't hold classes in the winter. Our waiting list was growing. We had riders that wanted to come in and we couldn't get them in. And so we put together a business plan with the idea of purchasing a property that would allow us to grow and build an indoor arena. We also found out about that time that our landlord was planning on buying and selling emus. Yes, emus. We knew that wasn't going to work, so it was really time to go. We put together a property committee, and I think we went out and looked at probably every property that was for sale in Boulder County at that time. And we wanted something that was close to where we were located already, and we had to be able to work with the county on letting us build an indoor arena. We found the Mineral Road property. It had 36 acres, that big old farmhouse, and it had some water rights with it. Most of all, the county was happy, so that made us happy. So now we had to raise money. We started the Raise the Spirit, Raise the Barn capital campaign, and we designed it to be in 3 phases. The first phase would allow us to buy the property. The second phase would be to build that indoor arena, and the third phase would be for some maintenance funds. We had a very generous donation by a Longmont couple, and that was matched by a local high-tech firm, and we were really off to a great start with those. In December of 1997, we shuffled the horses off to some volunteers' places to spend a few winter months, and we packed up all of our belongings in the back of an old semi-truck and we moved out. With the help of a lot of volunteers and a lot of in-kind donations, we were able to convert that farmhouse into some office space and a caretaker apartment. We cleaned up and used the old milk barn as our tack room. We brought in some shed rows for the horses and built some pastures. And then we also built our big outdoor arena. We brought our horses back and we started classes in the spring of 1998. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it was worth every minute. Congratulations, CTRC, on 40 years.
In the tranquil countryside near Longmont, therapy begins at the gates of CTRC, Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. Here, nature and animals heal in a way nothing else can.
My grandfather used to say the outside of a horse is good for the inside of a person.
You ready to ride today, buddy?
Yeah.
You're going to ride a horse named Rosie.
Hi.
Christopher Northcutt and Peter Schmutz are the 2 riders from Colorado who will compete at the Special Olympics World Games in North Carolina this month. Today they're practicing at a CTRC horse show.
For 134, this is Peter Schmutz riding Grida.
With Peter, physically it really helps to stimulate his leg muscles that he can't otherwise exercise, because the rhythm of the horse is actually the same rhythm that the human hips use.
I think it's given him some more self-esteem, makes him feel good about himself, something he can do and feel like everybody else, not somebody always in a wheelchair.
Super job, Peter. Woohoo!
She does good for me. We make a good team.
Peter's always loved horses and the Western lifestyle. So this is something, despite his injuries, he still gets to enjoy, which is really neat that they have a program like this.
1, 2, 3.
3.
All right, Peter. You did awesome.
Great to see some of the Special Olympians at CTRC, and got to look back in the 1990s. Thank you again for joining us tonight. our virtual session. At this time, we're about halfway through the show, and we'd like for you to post in the comments as you're watching tonight what you're going to be toasting with at 7 o'clock. Again, that's coming up here in a little over a half hour. So share your glasses in the comments. And at 7 o'clock, we're going to ask you to raise your glasses and really celebrate and toast 4 decades of the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. Right now, the paddle race match challenge is live, and your donation doubles up to $35,000, as we've told you about. We've barely got an angel that's come alongside and is going to match your donations tonight up to $35,000, which means we could raise $70,000 right there for CTRC. So once again, thank you to our very special donor tonight. Before we enjoy our musical guest halfway through the program, I'd like to check in with Michelle once again, who's going to go over the Gala King and Queen for the evening. Michelle?
All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about our Gala King and Queen nominees for the evening. For our kings, we have Handsome, Rourke, and Sock. And for our queens, we have Honky Tonk, Lady, and Beauty. Up first, we have Handsome. He's a gentle giant, patient and forgiving. He's an extrovert who loves hugs and cuddles from his human friends. He loves to play with his friends in the field, but he'll always come over and greet you when you walk to his stall or pasture. Now we have Rourke. He loves to jump. He's very smart and quirky. He loves to please, but he also tests boundaries just for fun. He's the youngest in the herd and does wonderful in EAT sessions, and he's one of our most well-rounded horses. Sock. Sock is a smart and introverted dude. He's very playful and goofy. Sometimes he acts more like a person than a horse. He's great for our riders looking to progress in their skill under saddle. Now we have Honky Tonk. She's a very sassy and spirited girl, sometimes has her own ideas and agenda, but very sensitive and in tune with our riders. She gives some of our most timid riders confidence and strength. Lady, she is the head mare in charge. She's very confident and steady and works very well with numerous riders of different skills and very respected from all. All right, lastly, we have Beauty. Little Beauty, she is very quiet and gentle. She's very understanding and caring, does wonderful in EAT sessions and TR, and sometimes her ears remind you of Eeyore.
Well, there we go. We've got our King and Queen contestants tonight so that we'll be voting on. Good stuff. Good-looking horses. All right, folks, we just went through 2 decades worth of beautiful memories at Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center, the 80s and the 90s. Before we head into the 2000s, we're going to take a moment and enjoy our musical guest. Let's welcome Sierra Samuel to the program.
For me.
All right, great stuff by Sierra there. Beautiful song. We appreciate her joining us tonight on our 40-year celebration of the Heartbeat here at CTRC. Up next, I'd like to take a moment to thank our silver level annual partners, Jack's Farm and Ranch, Lars CPA, Gainline Financial, and Partners, and United Powers. Some folks who have come alongside at the silver level to really support Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. Also, please check out the paddle race, the auction website. I want to mention that again. Links are posted in the comments. If you haven't seen it yet in the auction, we've got apparel donated by the Tops of the Rockies with the CTRC logo embroidered on each one of them. They're beautiful pieces and stirring some interest. So make sure you check out, once again, the paddle race and the auction. Go to the comments as you're doing tonight. You can check that out. Well, we've gone through the 80s. We've gone through the 90s. Now take us into the new millennium, the 2000 montage tribute, Raise the Spirit.
I have a nerve disease, it's a degenerative nerve disease, and I've had it since I was 18. And I've ridden all through it, and actually the riding has kept me much, much healthier than most people that have my disease.
Tyler was diagnosed with kidney cancer at 4 months old, and so he went through 2 years of chemotherapy, and during that time got really interested in horses.
Rachel wasn't walking when she first started here. She wasn't even using a walker, and now she can walk independently without her walker.
I had a brain tumor, and then they did brain surgery, which left me not good. I could not walk. My balance was really bad. My coordination was awful. I could not speak at all.
It's done amazing things for me with my disease. My disease cuts off your blood circulation in your legs and causes osteoporosis and things like that. I don't have any of that stuff because I've ridden, which has kept the blood flowing to my legs.
It helped my self-confidence.
I just remember one of the first times I saw him riding, I was sitting on the picnic table and his feet stuck straight out because he was so little, and he was riding on this horse and he was grinning from ear to ear, and it was just so wonderful to be out of the hospital and out of the clinic and just doing something that he loved to do and getting really good therapy from it at the same time.
For a child who's challenged, they go through lots of therapies in their lives, and they're not always fun, but this is the one therapy they go to that all the other kids wish they could do. And I think that's just a huge plus. And I've seen it make a difference not in just my children's lives, but in other kids. I've seen kids who were told they would never be able to speak without help learn to speak after they started riding. I've seen children who had never sat up straight. A few trips around the arena were sitting up straight for the first time in their lives. I've seen parents with tears in their eyes over the improvements that they've seen. So I can't see how anyone would not want the benefits that this has provided.
It's like coming out here and having a great big hug, right?
There's not really words to describe it. I accomplished something that means so much to me that nothing will stop me from coming here every week to have my lesson again.
Doctors don't know much. And I guess I was very angry at the doctors that I thought, to heck with them, I'm gonna do this, whether they think I can or not.
Plus when you can't walk anymore, that you're still walking, even though your legs aren't doing it, you can still walk. There's somebody else might be doing it for you, but you're up there, you're walking, you're free.
much for joining us tonight for our 40th anniversary virtual fundraising event. We're grateful for your support throughout the evening, and there's still time for you to partner with us. There is the online paddle raiser and our online auction, and those links are in the comments. And remember, the 9th, 25th, and 40th caller of our phone-a-thon will receive the 40th anniversary t-shirt. And let's go check in with Aslan on the phones right now. Thank you, Aslan. Looks like those phones are ringing. All right, remember, keep trying if you can't get through right away. So we're getting closer to our goal of raising $70,000 for the evening with our paddle raiser, thanks to our $35,000 paddle raiser match challenge. And we are so grateful for all the contributions tonight, and please check out in the comments again for the online auction and the paddle raiser. Next, I would like to honor someone very special to and dear to CTRC. Today would have been her 90th birthday. Happy birthday, Liv Mach. Her endless commitment, visionary guidance, and humble presence have helped make CTRC what it is today.
Hi, I'm Marty Mage. Thank you so much for honoring our mama today. When I think about Lib, I think about how much joy and fulfillment she found in working at CTRC and how grateful she was to be able to bring her three greatest passions to one place: her love of horses and her commitment to health and to children and their welfare. Whenever you talk to Lib, she'd almost always bring up a story about CTRC and about the courageous riders and how much progress they were making, and about the dedicated staff and volunteers, and about the quiet, comforting horses, and about the miracle that is CTRC when you put all of those beings together.
Lib began her relationship with CTRC in 1989 when she first moved to Boulder County. CTRC was one of the motivating factors for Lib to come and live here. She began when it was located at the Turkey Farm, which was across from Joder Arabian Ranch on Highway 36. For the last 15 years of her active life, Lib devoted herself to CTRC with great heart and enthusiasm. She was delighted to be part of such a wonderful organization. In fact, today, May 9th, Lib would be celebrating her 90th birthday, and I know she would be just delighted to know that CTRC was celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Lib's devotion to CTRC, as with a lot of CTRC volunteers and supporters, I'm sure, was therapeutic for her too. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in her 50s, and she was well aware of the slow, downward trajectory of her own mobility that she would face as she aged. The exercise from volunteering may have helped with her physical therapy. The real therapy for her was mental, being able to relate to and empathize with the CTRC clients who benefit so much from the experience. And of course, she also benefited from the emotional therapy of that special bond between horse, rider, and volunteer that embodies CTRC. Our family is so grateful to CTRC because we know what an important connection it was for her, which she hung on to dearly as long as her body allowed. Thank you to all the volunteers and supporters of CTRC from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, it's great to hear from the Maish family and for us to celebrate the birth anniversary of Liv Maish, one of the really, truly impactful people here at CTRC. And I want to thank everyone who has helped shape CTRC to what it is today. All the blood, the sweat, the tears, the countless hours spent working to keep our horses happy and healthy, and the dedication to our mission to help change lives of our heroic riders. With an annual budget of over $600,000, by the way, and rider fees for services only covering about 1/3 of that budget, CTRC fundraises and relies on your support for nearly $400,000 annually. During this global pandemic, we're working to keep the doors open with the COVID-19 campaign. Thank you to everybody who has donated already. And if you haven't, please consider donating online for the paddle raiser tonight. Now, your donations, we've told you many times, will double with the match up to $35,000. That'll help raise $70,000 for the center. And again, the auction's going on. Both the paddle raise and the auction will go on until 10 o'clock tonight. So you've got an opportunity. Check out in the comment. You'll find the links down there where you can take part. Also, we've been checking in with Asla. By the way, we got to get her either help or more hands. She's only got 2 hands and 4 phones out there, but we're keeping her busy tonight as well. And we appreciate all the efforts there as well. Up next, we have a special Ruby tribute montage. Now, this photo montage honors some of the very special people who have contributed greatly over the last 4 decades at CTRC. We're honored and touched by your dedication to the mission. Thank you to everyone, and special thank you for our Ruby tribute. Well, what a beautiful Ruby tribute. Seen a lot of familiar faces from a bunch of incredibly dedicated people. There's so many of you, so many volunteers and donors and writers who have contributed so much over the years at CTRC. Thank you all for all that you've done and continue to do into the future. Now, up next, we want to highlight an auction item on the website for you to bid on tonight. We told you the auction is going on until 10 o'clock tonight, as is the paddle raise. But the CTRC organization is so proud to present this beautiful pair of handcrafted chest of drawers. This useful and decorative set was built by our own longtime CTRC volunteer, Mr. Frank Campbell. Now, as a notable bonus, the chest was made with refurbished drawers found right here at CTRC. So you've got a little bit of Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center history right there in the chest of drawers. That makes this furniture even more special. They're crafted of solid wood with vintage and charming brass pulls. The creative use of color for the painted drawers will make these items a bright and beautiful addition to many rooms in a home. I don't care if it's bedrooms or bathrooms or family rooms or whatnot. Each chest measures 36 inches tall, 16 inches wide, and 14.5 inches deep. So there's just an example of some of the great items you can find on the website for our auction tonight. So make sure, again, you go to the comments section. Both the paddle raise and the auction are ongoing until 10 o'clock tonight. One such item was created by Frank Campbell. He's a two-time Volunteer of the Year. And to honor Frank, we want to show you a small news clip that aired back in 2003.
Long teaching career, one man from Boulder decided to continue guiding and helping others in a more unconventional way. 9 News education reporter Dana Knowles shows us how Frank Campbell is filling his days after retirement.
The connection that happens between two people when one learns to trust the other can be a remarkable realization.
I think he feels that he can trust me, and that whatever happens, that I'm going to take care of him.
The bond between 5-year-old Cody Sanborn and 67-year-old Frank Campbell grew from hours of horseback riding.
It's just a feeling that I get from Cody that just, I can't explain it, it's just there.
This is the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center, a place that helps the disabled with a non-traditional therapy on horseback.
This is a beautiful setting. It's enriching to come here, help this place in the 23 years that we've been in business to make sure that there's another 23 years.
This is also a place that couldn't exist without its 250 volunteers. And the latest Volunteer of the Year here happens to be Frank Campbell.
Frank has a wonderful spirit that says, I can't do enough for this place. And whenever we need something, Frank always says, yeah, I'm available to do that. He's made this a priority in his life to be available to help other people.
Frank is a recently retired auto mechanics teacher from Boulder.
When I come over here, it just makes me feel so good. I get so much enjoyment from the people that I work with. Not only the people that work here, but the riders.
Frank says the best part for him and the other volunteers is seeing the immediate results of their efforts when children like Cody learn to trust and gain the confidence to believe they can achieve anything they want.
Now, can you give Frank a big hug? High five first, hug. Yeah! Good job.
Yeah, let's do this.
In Longmont, Dana Knowles, 9 News.
The Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center has programs for foster children and people with disabilities ranging from cerebral palsy and developmental delays to traumatic brain injuries.
Well, what a great story on Frank, one of the many impactful people over the years at the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. What an evening. Glad you could be with us tonight. Glad you could join us for this virtual celebration of 4 decades of the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. I'd like to take a moment to thank our Gala sponsors. Some important people have come alongside us for this evening's celebration virtually. Adams Bank and Trust, Colorado Insurance Store, Crestone, CWM Cephal Ranch, Hi-Fi Plumbing, Lent Parker Law Firm, and United Power. Thank all of you folks for what you've done to help us put this celebration on tonight. Now, if you haven't donated yet, please check out the links in the comments for the paddle race match and online auction. Every dollar counts, and tonight we've got a few more hours left of our Gala paddle race match, up to $35,000, which means when we hit that goal, it'll raise $70,000 for the Colorado Therapeutic Riding Center. And again, we've got a wonderful, wonderful partner here at CTRC who's come along to offer that $35,000 match. We're winding down and about to head into the last decade, the 2010s. However, before we do, we have a special photo montage for you. Without further ado, I'm honored and delighted to share with you the stars of the evening and the program. And of course, I'm talking about our four-legged friends. Please enjoy this trip down memory lane, celebrating our horses through the ages, as well as our present-day rock stars at CTRC.
honored and proud to announce our gala, King, Rourke, and Queen Lady for the 40th anniversary CTRC Virtual Fundraising Gala. And please remember that thank you all so much. We are so grateful for all your support as we work to keep the doors open during this unprecedented time. There's still time for you to donate through this evening through our online paddle raiser and online auction and through the phones. Now, this brings us to our last montage of the evening, the 2010s, titled Pioneer Trailblazers, as CTRC participated in the first long-term research study showing the efficacy of therapeutic riding.
Good evening. I'm so happy to be here with each of you again. One thing that I admire about everyone here
Let's give a big hand for Steve Knox. Watching horses graze, a muzzle on the neck, and Eric's dead. We love you too. We love the lead roll in our hand, walking in the sand. Time to post a trot and not. We love when it's time to feed majestic gallant steeds, doing what it takes, and snakes. And we love We love saddles where they fit, the bridle and the bit, brushing out the tails and bells. We love rising from the chair, breezes in our hair, a rider's smiling face, and this place.
Great stuff right there. What an incredible evening. Hope you guys have been enjoying our virtual celebration here tonight of our 4 decades at the Colorado Therapeutic Writing Center. Now, we're approaching the toast for the evening, so get ready for that. Before we do, though, please let me introduce to you Stephanie Victoria Zabala, who we are so grateful for Stephanie and her time spent with us and her incredible passion and talent for the therapeutic writing industry. Stephanie was our head instructor in 2018 and 19. We'll be introducing some of our 2018 Writers of the Year.
Good evening. I'm so happy to be here with each of you again. One thing that I admire about everyone here is the amount of dedication that each individual has for this program, and in return, the amount of dedication that this program has for each individual. Because of that dedication, each year, CTRC awards the title of Writer of the Year to participants that demonstrate exceptional determination, heart, and love for their horse. In 2019, this honor was given to 2 sisters who without a doubt embody the spirit of this award. Please join me in celebrating Cecilia and Lily.
Okay, what is your name?
Lillian.
And
Cecilia.
And how old are you?
8. 10.
And what do you love about going to horse?
Riding on the horse.
Yeah, what about you, Cecilia?
Riding on the horse and doing trot or 2-point.
Mm-hmm. And what do you miss about going to horse right now?
Because I'm missing all my friends and a horse. And I'm missing my sidewalkers and riding a horse.
Mm-hmm. And how does going to horse make you feel?
Happy. Excited.
And excited.
Well, congratulations to our Writers of the Year. Hey, we've got one more montage for you tonight. Now, this party was designed to be a kickoff party for the year of 2020, honoring and celebrating our 40 years of changing lives at CTRC. And we're just so pleased that we were able to host the party, seeing as we had to cancel our in-person gala, which was supposed to be happening tonight. Of course, that's why we're having a virtual gala. Please take a moment and enjoy, though, the photos from the CTRC kickoff thank you party from February 2020. Okay. What a beautiful evening. One last reminder to all of you that the paddle race match up to $35,000 in the online auction will run until 10 o'clock tonight. We're wrapping things up here momentarily. But that will continue for another roughly 3 hours. And again, we've got that phenomenal partner and a great supporter of CTRC has come alongside and will match up to $35,000 in that paddle raise. So right there, as I mentioned before, there's $70,000 right there. So make sure you check out, again, in the comments section, go to the links. We've got the paddle raise and that online auction that runs until 10 o'clock tonight. Up next, please post pictures of your toast in the comments section. Use the hashtag, by the way, CTRC Magic. Once again, hashtag CTRC Magic. What an incredible evening. It would have been nice to be together, of course, and to be giving each other high fives and handshakes and hugs, but because of all this going on in the world, we were glad to get together in this virtual event here tonight. We couldn't be here tonight without all of you, so please join us in a toast. Please raise your glasses to CTRC and honor 40 years of changing lives. We hope to see you in the after party, the Zoom party, and the link to that Zoom party was in the comments section, by the way, and also was emailed to you earlier today. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It's the last time you're going to see me. It's my honor, voice of the boss, Mark Johnson, to be here. I'm going to raise my glass right now and toast 40 years of CTRC. We've got that toasting montage coming up in just a moment. But right now, we're going to send it back out to Michelle for one final time. And my last words, just let me say, happy anniversary, Therapeutic Writing Center.
All right, the show is winding down here tonight, and we are thrilled to be here with all of you. Please remember the auction and paddle raiser are live until 10 p.m., and those links are in the comments, and our paddle raiser match of $35,000. So now, even though we are currently closed because of what is going on out there in the world, CTRC has a bright future because of you. We are working on plans for reopening in stages for the safest way possible to bring people back to the center. Things may look a little different for a while as a vaccine is being developed, and we will be reaching out to you very soon with more details with that. For now, please raise your glasses as we toast and honor CTRC's 40 years. Happy anniversary, CTRC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's
Happy 40th, CTRC. Cheers.
Happy 40th anniversary, CTRC. Cheers.
CTRC, my congratulations to an amazing organization whose dedicated staff have so contributed to our community with such remarkable services. I applaud you on this, your 40th anniversary. Salute.
Happy anniversary, CTRC. For an organization to endure and be every bit as relevant and important and significant as it was when it was founded is really special. So I hope everybody raises their glass with me as we celebrate CTRC's success, and we look forward to a really bright future. Thank you for making the world better.